Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you again. I'm recording this video on the day that we saw the French Blue Jordan 12s release. I grabbed a pair from my local Finish Line and I want to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these French Blue Jordan 12s. What is happening, everybody? It is wonderful to be back here with y'all. You'll have to excuse my voice. I had to get some antibiotics. I am fighting off a sinus infection and just a cold, that sort of thing. But I guess with the kids going back to school, 'tis the season, you know? I am recording this video on the day that we saw these French Blue 12s release. There was also another pretty hyped up release that occurred today, the day that I'm shooting this, and that was the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 1 Lows. I think they're called Better with Age, but I went for those on the SNKRS app. I actually went for those on a bunch of raffles and struck out on all the EQL raffles. I was really surprised I was able to get a W on the SNKRS app, but I'll take it when I can get it. So look for that review to come. Also, I still haven't even gotten shipping on my undefeated 4s, but I'm not really sweating it simply because it said whenever you entered that they may not ship out until like August 28th or 29th. So it could still be another week or two before I even get any shipping label updates. But I will have a review of those coming too, so be sure to stay tuned in. There's plenty coming. While I'm on that topic, one more pair. They did confirm at my store that they have the Shattered Backboard Jordan 1s, so I'll be grabbing those, of course. I've never owned any of the variants of the Shattered Backboard 1s, so I definitely have that on my list of upcoming sneakers that I'm going to grab. If there's anything on your radar that you're definitely hoping to pick up soon, let me know. Throw that down in the comments below. Alright, but getting to what you're here to see, we got a standard box. We've seen this a million times. It has a swoosh on it, and sometimes we get a Jumpman, sometimes we get a swoosh. It seems like Nike and the Jordan brand just do whatever they feel like doing. But it's got a cardboard top. The side of the lid is kind of like an orangish red, and then the base is like a black or a dark gray color, and it's got that verbiage on the back that we're familiar with seeing. The tag reads Air Jordan 12 Retro. The colors are white and French blue. I got a size 10.5. I was able to reserve this pair at my local Finish Line, and of course I used some status rewards to get $20 off, and it was also the tax-free shopping weekend in the state of Maryland, so I didn't have to pay any taxes. I brought my total right around $190, and anytime I'm below $200 for a Jordan Retro, I feel like that's a W in and of itself. But enough of my yapping and box talk. These things look
classic.
The Jordan 12 is one of those silhouettes that there's just no mistaking whenever you see it. There's really nothing else that looks like it, and whenever I see these lines in the upper and then this kind of lizard skin texture for the overlays around the base of a Jordan, you just know immediately what you're looking at. It's a lot like the patent leather on the bottom of an 11. It's just as soon as you see these features on these silhouettes, you know exactly what you're looking at, and I like that. I love the color blocking on this pair, and it really does look like it could be an OG colorway. Even though it's not an OG colorway, we have seen this multiple times. I think they first released in 04, and then they were retroed around a decade ago. I think this is at least the second time that we've seen these retro, and if you're trying to build up your 12 collection, then I think this is a great pair to add in, just because I think you could wear these with just about anything. They look good right now because they're so bright white, and they almost even have like a patriotic look to them. Like whenever I see this colorway, I immediately think of the Olympic 6s like we got last year, and of course that's a blue and white Jordan 6, but it's got little accents of red, and we see those same little red hits on this colorway of the 12. So it just kind of makes me think along those lines. Along with having the red hits on the heel of the shoe, we also get some small red accents on the outsole. This is a unique outsole because for the majority of it, it's all just one color. The herringbone traction pods under the forefoot and the heel are that same French blue color that we see for the perimeter, but then we have this little red 23 accent there towards the front. Then towards the midfoot, we can also see that we've got some red hits on that carbon fiber plate at the midfoot as well. And then lastly, I love that Jordan Jumpman accent that we see that wraps up to the toe of the shoe. But then coming up to the midsole area, we see that French blue rubber just wrap up to the side. We do have that plastic gray accent on the outside of the shoe. It says Jumpman. And then we have another one on the inside of the shoe, and that's just plain gray. And then some of the foam in the midsole area has this lizard skin texture, and then that continues up to these French blue overlays on the upper. And I love the way it just kind of ties this all in together. But then for the base of this upper, it's just a really, really bright white. They look very, very clean in hand. We have these rows of stitching on the upper that really give these a lot of texture, and they give it a really neat like skeleton shape. And then the leather feels really nice. It's very soft, and it definitely has a tumbled effect on it, but I really like the way that this looks, and it feels even softer than your average 12 in my opinion. The tongue is more of that white tumbled textured leather, and we have some writing that goes down the shoe. It's embroidered on in blue stitching, and it says 2, which is spelled out, and then at the bottom it has 3 for number 23, of course. And then at the top of the tongue we have a little blue Jumpman embroidered on there. The accents up at the top of the laces that have the little Jumpman on them, I like the way that that's like a satin finish. It's not overly shiny, it's not real glossy looking, but I just think that looks cool, and I think it really helps tie in this gray plastic accent as well. On the heel, like I said, we have some little hits of red, and that can be seen in the 23, which we have down on that blue rubber. And then we have that heel tag that we're used to seeing on Jordan 12s, and that also has red, white, and blue on it. These came with white rope style laces in them. I can't imagine throwing anything else in there. I think these look pretty good as is. And then our sock liner is white, and our insole looks like it's blue, and it's got a red Jumpman down on that. Well, that was a pretty quick look at these French blue Jordan 12s. I think it's a great looking pair of kicks, but I think it would probably pay off if you were patient on these. I'd imagine that these will be available for quite some time, and you'll probably be able to get these at a nice discount or for under retail on the resale market. But that being said, I think they look really nice. The leather seems like it's a decent quality, and it's just a classic looking Jordan retro, and that's tough to beat in my opinion. Let me know what you all think about these. Let me know if you grabbed these or if you picked up those Nigel Sylvester Jordan 1 lows. I appreciate you all watching tremendously, and I will see y'all on the next one. I'm out.